We're starting to have something that kind of actually looks like a piece of music that resembles drum and bass, and with a lot of cool learned lessons being applied. I'm liking this. If you saw yesterday's episode, you'll know that this is significantly more music than we had then, and a lot of new things to walk through here. So I'll just play it from the top. I'm not confident about the transition here. I'll just play it. You'll hear it. There's a lot of things about that I'm proud of and I think are pretty good. I like the sounds, almost all of which we kind of made ourselves here. Obviously, this vocal is directly pulled from the song Bass Down Low, and I don't know if we'll actually end up using these vocals. I do really love it over here. Like that really grooves, especially with a little backup vocal. The thing is like really cool. But over here, we're literally, I think literally. I'm pretty sure that's a producer tag, so like it's kind of crazy to just slap the other producer's tag in the middle of a song and just like grabbing what is a very famous bit of audio there. So I'll probably end up sticking with this vocal in some form. I don't know, maybe it'll be a SoundCloud thing. The main new things from yesterday, we added this pad in here that does a nice swell up going through the cutoff there. And it's got this little synth, this vocal waveform. And it's got this set of effects on it, so some chorus, some distortion, some filter there, and then the reverb at the end. It was cool to make because this up here is, we have it moving up through the wavetable to kind of like change the shape of the voice as it's going, but also have it barely like pulling down in the format, which is kind of like making it slightly longer, or like kind of like just smushing it out. And it was making this tinny sound. If I turn off the format shift here, it gets really high and gets a lot of really upper partials going on there. And I knew if I just put the format on and like just move it just a little bit this way, it'll like counteract that. I don't know why it counteracts that, but I just know from having turned this knob on enough things that it would do that, and it did exactly what I wanted it to. So it made it, you get the change in shape, but it's not changing in character dramatically. So I was proud of myself for being able to figure that out, and it makes it just an interesting sound. It makes the sound's a little more interesting than the sound just sitting still the whole time. So that wasn't that complicated to make. It was kind of cool. I have this little pop up here when that sonar comes in. I don't know if we'll leave that in there, but it sounded kind of cool for now. But other than that, this beginning section is exactly the same as it was yesterday. Maybe a few like little fine tunings and like tightening up some transient or some like tails and stuff. This is all new. And I'm not gonna lie, this is really cool to me because this is obviously a bass sound. Like that's what that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a bass, not a kick. But kicks and basses are not that different of an object or different of a sound, right? They occupy the same area of the spectrum. It's more just about how long they stick around. But so to use the bass as a kick here, like this is a drum and bass groove, was really cool. And then to kind of like break it up with this little guy, with this little echoey guy. I thought, to me, that was like an idea I hadn't heard other producers do, and I was like, that's really cool. I'm proud of myself. That's kind of cool. With the way I've kind of like layered some other stuff here, I will say this one's kind of getting lost. I maybe need to turn it up a little bit. Maybe I just need to do like this. Would this work? It grooves. And then, okay, and then the vocals feel like a cheat code because like the words don't mean anything to me. It's just an instrument, but they are like, they're so like complex. Like vocals are such but vocals are just such a fundamentally complex sound, like especially when you like have a good processing chain on it and stuff like that. Like this is just, this by itself. You could do so much with that. That's so good, right? We did have to like change the tempo on it and change the key on it to get it to fit here. I was proud of myself for being able to do that without a problem. But like really, you turn this off and like, this is good. But it's not good like, I gotta stop myself from just like playing it for you guys over and over again because I love it. One thing I did that I think is really cool that you can tell it's a lot more obvious if you turn off the vocals is having the sonar ping here dip out every time the kick comes in. That just created a really fun little bounce there. I like that a lot. But yeah, one thing we've got going through all of this is this little drum groove, like break here. And this section we have to swell up through a sweeping filter there. This was a little sample I'd found earlier and kind of had hanging out in this section, but just didn't feel right in this section. So then I was able to pull it in here, and it just creates a really good texture underneath. So it worked really well there, and so then to have it here kind of be its own thing. We also do have it dropping out for kind of the kick with this shaper box, almost this like sidechain compression sort of thing going on there. So we turned that off for this section here, and then we have just this and this little breakbeat thing we built here that I was actually really proud of this one too. It's just we're just using a variation of the Amen break here. It's been chopped up. This is the future-proof version of the Amen, but then we're re-chopping that up. So it's just kind of taking all those same things, and then we just did these little like 6-note patterns. So it's like 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4, and it's kind of like it just kind of worked out. It's kind of like fiddle faddle with the notes, and then had it sweep through its filter here. And it's really cool the rhythm it creates underneath there. So you got this right here. It creates these little like sub sounds that are coming in there. So that was really cool that the idea came to my head and then actually worked as well as it did. So love that. Then in the drop itself here, obviously the weakest part is still the basses. It's always the basses for me. I like the second one here better than the first one. It's got a lot better like bass to it. First off, it just has like a better kind of like punch in the low end. And also this is our dig it down bass that we made in a previous one that I now have slapped a distortion on top of, as well as a little bit of EQ to take out some higher frequencies there. And you know, it's starting to have kind of a little bit of the shape there that we like. So I got a lot of good width to it. I tried a different approach. With the dig it down bass, I have a left and a right and a mid, or mainly just have sides and mid. I could make this simpler than it is right now. Mid is, ran straight up the middle, and is kind of all the bass frequencies, and the left and the right, you can see that I have that hard cut on them here, so that the low end gets to be mono, which is the main thing you need to have on your bass. You need your low end to be mono, you need your high end to be wide if you want to have kind of like a wide sounding bass. You don't want everything to actually be wide, or it creates problems for your speakers and for your ears. But on this one here, this was the last thing I made for the night, and I was getting kind of tired. It's this Vital Patch. I tried using the Shaper Box's width tool here and just putting it to mono and then setting it to only work in the lower end here. And weirdly, it doesn't really do a good job of actually isolating that section. I don't know if I'm using it wrong, but like, look at this. There's still a lot of stereo information happening here in the low end. And again, that thing is set at 500, so this should just be mono up to 500. So like, I don't really understand how it's getting that wide that quickly there. So something for us to tweak, and probably tomorrow build these two synths, one for the mid and one for the sides. But also, I think I want to make a more interesting bass. This is just not that interesting of a bass, so we'll continue to tweak it. But yeah, there was a lot of automating drum situations. We did a lot of kind of like trying to add some variety to our hi-hat here and have it not be so boring. Definitely the beginning of the piece is, if this is going to be like a piece, beginning of the piece way too long of an intro. We could start like here, and just leave off the first two whole repeats of these sections, but I like the way the beginning happens. So but yeah, honestly, the way that this build section's got a lot of room for things to happen. That whole bit, we need more happening there, but then this is good. That felt like a good drop to me. I think that the vocals kind of cutting into that punch there is maybe the only thing I would change. Like maybe do like this sort of thing could be really good. So it's but then that's weird, we're having that start that way. So I don't know, something for us to continue to mess around with. And I think that in this little empty space here, I think that's where we'll put like a producer tag, and we need to make one. So figure out if you have ideas for a producer tag, maybe drop them. But as far as another day of learning how to make drum and bass, this is progress in the direction I wanted to go. So I'm happy to have this piece and excited to see where this goes. What do we do with this musically, and can we make this into a full piece? So yep, that's all we did today. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.